Hello everyone, it's Robert at the Sampleist, and today we'll be checking out Crosstalk Modular by 10 Phantom Rooms. Crosstalk Modular is the second installment in the Crosstalk series, and it is a redefinition of modular synth sounds combining modular samples, acoustic instrument samples, and voices to create unique sounds and soundscapes using their Crosstalk engine mixed with their A, B, and C sound variations per snapshot. The samples also go through various effects to give you ultimate control over these sounds to make something insanely cool. The cost of Crosstalk Modular is $99 US, with the size of the library being 12 gigabytes, and it can be run on the free Contact Player version 8.3 and higher. In this video, we're going through some of the presets of Crosstalk Modular, do an overview of the library, and a composition where we'll hear this crazy library in context. And a big shout out, by the way, to 10 Phantom Rooms for letting us check this out at no cost. Even so, they're in no way influencing my thoughts and opinions on this video. Lastly, if you could like this video and subscribe to the Sampleist, it would mean the world to us. Now let's go. Alright, so we have Crosstalk Modular open right now, and there are so many presets, 240 by the looks of it, and so of course we can't go through it all, but what we're going to do is go through bits and pieces of each of the 5 different areas here, and even within the areas we have even sub areas over here. So we'll just go through things here and there, and for the first of the best of is our analog calculator. So let's just go right through it. Something to keep in mind for this whole video, you'll see A, B, and C here, and the mod wheel controls this panel right here, which we'll go over more in depth in the UI section, but keep in mind this is going through different presets and in ways can lead to blending in of the different preset setups for this snapshot. So let's get right into it. Alright, so that does it for the preset section. So really, I think this is awesome. So many awesome snapshots here that I never really thought of ever hearing or using in my head before. But now that I have tried all this and I wrote a composition using stuff like this and even played some little things here that I could probably have done for a composition for something more dramatic or tense, this is sweet. There's some really cool sounds here. Makes you want to learn modular and figure out how to do something like this, a randomization type thing, at least on my end. I'm excited by this library. It's really good. So next, we'll go into the UI. All right, so for the UI, we're still here on Lurking Beneath. And so let's just start from the very top, which for me, in this case, would be the background here. So you notice as I went through the different presets, the background changes. And when the background changes to go with the type of feel for that sound. And I really like that. There's some really cool backgrounds, and it really does go with the feel of the sound. It sets the mood. So over here, we could choose our layers, and we have a lot of different layers. We could do it for each channel with all these different categories. You could also go through each layer in each category by using this. You have the dice over here to randomize within that category you have selected. And then you can adjust the volume for each channel or each layer. Here we have our A, B, and C area over here, which I talked about before. And with that, it's very interesting how it works. And you can adjust how the ABC is used. Right now it morphs and goes in between different settings that you have saved here. And by that, I mean, as you can see, each setting, C, B, and A, has its own preset setting here. The macros are set in one way, the layers are set in a certain way, and as you go up and down, you are slowly morphing between how the A preset is, to the B preset, to the C preset. And if you want to save one, all you have to do is adjust it however you like, just all these different things, and then maybe even change different layers over here, because we have our filter. Actually, no, you can't. Just keep it all here. And then when you're ready, then you press the disk over here, the floppy disk, and then you save it. And then you could go morph between all of these. But if you don't want it to be this morph, you could have it adjust the crosstalk, you can adjust the filter, and you can choose multiple things here. And you see it all highlighted there, which is very sweet. I really think this is insane. This is an awesome type of setup here. So you have this type of randomization within the sound, this type of an organization to the chaos, I guess. And it makes unique changes, unique patterns, unique textures and soundscapes. And then, as we're showing me here, you have your macros. So let's go into the mixer, where you can adjust, again, different things here. You can turn them off as well. Didn't mention that. You can turn them on and off, which is more or less like a mute button. You can adjust the panning. You can adjust space, echo, change effects down here. You can also adjust how the space is, the different reverbs, the echo, which is the delay. You can even have inserts selected over here. Now over here, you can edit different things for different channels. A lot of different parameters to change. You could change within here, within over here. I do like I can adjust all this, and it's nicely worded and nicely shown. Even the transpose, it just slots in really cool. A lot of different filters to choose from. And over here, you can also adjust the FM. Over here, you could do a lot of different things just to mess around with the sound. I do like the key tracking function over here. And you could do that for each channel. And over here is the crosstalk. And you basically have like a cool sequencer setup. You could choose the direction, the steps, and it goes 128. Kind of crazy. You could choose your presets, just the speed. And then you could do ducking for the channel 1. So you could really have some cool different sounds just by having this press on and off. So let's toy around with that right now. Pretty cool stuff. And this one was a little more subtle, but it was really nice to hear a bit of a difference. Everything, you could choose the intensity for the crosstalk in each channel. Knowing me, one day I'm just going to go crazy and just put it all at 100 and see what happens. And then over here, you have your drift mode, which messes with the pitch. You can see more like a detuner, I guess. And with that, I mean, like the LFO will affect the detuning. So you have the intensity of the LFO, the speed, and you can choose the channels that it impacts, which is pretty cool. And then you have the cluster detune. So it's kind of like a granular shift of the pitch. And you could really you can go insane. Just do that, why not? I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, all in all, there's a lot of different ways to make something unique, a lot of ways to mess around, create a sound that's just you, I guess is the best way to put it, because we all want our unique sound, and something like this could really help with that. I really think if you could make some cool stuff here, and then maybe even combine it like I haven't with one of the elements in the composition with things like isotope trash, maybe put it through a black hole or Strymon Night Sky or something like that. Different ways to take what you have in the box and then take it out of the box to go even further. You can really make some sweet sounds for your compositions and whatnot that are just unique and really fit the music you're writing. So yeah, that does it for this section. Now we're off to the composition. I hope you like it. So my final thoughts on Crosstalk Modular is that it is an insane library. There are so many great options here to use. I don't really use sounds like this too much, but I will be now. Something like this is just too good to pass up. I really think this is very versatile for a lot of different things that need that edge, that sound design cue that needs that extra edge. This is it. That tension that needs something edgy or cool with some cool movement. This is it. So yeah, please like this video and subscribe to the Sampleist and comment below what you think of the library, what your favorite sounds were, how you would use the album, what genres you think it could fit and whatnot. So yeah, happy writing!